on the line for Bayern as they are fighting for the top 4 finish in the standings. There you have it. It is round 32 of the Turkish Airlines Euroleague regular season, with the all-time head-to-head record between the clubs: 3 for Bayern and 4 for Partizan. And here they are, traveling fans of Partizan Belgrade. They can create an incredible atmosphere as the two head coaches greet at midcourt. So much respect between these two men. Very high-quality season here for Bayern Munich, as they are fighting for the top 6 position at the guarantee playoffs. Here you have the fixtures for the round 32. Already 2 games underway. LDSC as well taking on Zalgiris, and Olympiacos against Monaco. And our game here in Munich, followed up with Milan and Barcelona. Tomorrow we start on Friday the 28th of March in Istanbul. Here are the standings. In the 6th position is FC Bayern Munich with a record of 18 wins and 13 losses after 31 games, while Partizan Belgrade fighting nails and claws for the top 10 finish, currently in the 11th position with the record of 16 and 15. Here you have the history of the standings, how they ended up in the position at the moment. As I said, it's a double week action. There you see also the record in the last 5 games, 2 and 3 for both teams. Here's the roster, the visitors from Partizan Belgrade. Frank Ntilikina not making the trip with the team, so one of the quality defenders. And if you talk about Bayern as the number 3 scoring team in the competition, of course you need defenders, so one of them not available here for Coach Željko Obradović, Frank Ntilikina. They're going to have to do it without him. Key players for Partizan Belgrade. Let's check him out. Isaac Bonga, coming back to a team that he played last 2 seasons with. That's around 31 stats, 14 points. He has really improved his outside shooting. Shot 30% with Bayern last year from beyond the arc, up to 41 this season. Brandon Davies, the man with the most experience on the roster for Željko Obradović, the oldest player as well at 34 years of age. Here are the stats against Alba: 22 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds, and 3 steals. So much experience and dexterity that lies on the shoulders of Brandon Davies. On the other side was a heroic win by a single point at Barcelona on Tuesday. A statement, a show of character for the home side FC Bayern Munich. Playing without 2 big men, Devin Booker and Oscar da Silva, long-term injured. Devin Booker making his way back. Hopefully next week he will be available here for Gordy Herbert. But it's been a remarkable stretch playing without a big man. They have done well. Danko Brankovic, the unsung hero of the game against Barcelona, hit a season high of 12 points, 3 rebounds, just really stepped it up off the bench. That's what they asked for him. The finishes around the basket, just show and use his big body, the tallest man for Coach Herbert. And 17 points, a career high for Elias Harris. Really the MVP of the game. He really downplayed it before the game while he was asked about the game at Barcelona. He, being the ultimate team player, just said it was a total team effort. Doesn't really matter if I had a good game or not. What matters is if my team won. The head-to-head, we have the 3rd leading scorer in the competition, Carson Edwards, taking on Carlik Jones, the Euroleague rookie. And a very exciting player. There you see the points, 23 for Carson Edwards, 15 for Carlik Jones. They are electrifying point guards. There's a lot to be expected in this matchup, Edwards versus Jones. Here you have the team comparison, number 2 scoring team. In the competition for Bayern, they score 87.4 on average. Number 3 with a 3-pointers percentage with 38.7. And number 1 in 3-pointers made. So if you talk about Bayern, you have to talk about scoring from the outside. The onslaught of the outside shooting, especially from 3, from Andy Obbs, Shabazz Napier, Carson Edwards, that's what you have to be concerned about. On the other side, Partizan, number 1 in steals and number 3 in blocks. So a team that can surprise, and on the road they have surprised many people. 7-8 record for Partizan on the road. They are exciting, perhaps a little bit unexperienced team, but so much potential and upside here. The head coaches, we have 0-1, only one meeting between the players. So we are back inside of the SAP Garden, just moments away from the introductions in the round 32 of the Turkish Airlines Euroleague regular season. The players warming up. A back-to-the-wall game here for Partizan Belgrade, while Bayern Munich tries for the top 4 finish that would guarantee the home court advantage throughout the quarterfinal series. A lot on stake for both teams, perhaps more for Partizan. As Coach Obradovic said 2 rounds ago, I should be precise, that every game is like a final for us. It's like a playoff game. We just need to win. We need to keep winning. They got a tough break in round 30 when they lost an important game against Anadolu Efes at home, but bounced back with a victory against Alba just 48 hours ago. Now the goal is clear. They need to win here in the SAP Garden as Brandon Davies comes on the floor for Partizan. As I mentioned, Frank Tilikina did not make the trip with the team. As Alexei Pokushevsky, number 11 after 6 seasons in the NBA. Well, interesting story about Alexei Pokushevsky. He debuted in the Euroleague as a young player with Olympiacos against Bayern Munich at home in Pires. So interesting to have him here 7 years later in jersey of Partizan. You can hear the traveling fans of Partizan, but the lights are down in the introduction for the home side, FC Bayern Munich. Exciting season it has been here for Bayern Munich. With the record of 12 wins and only 3 defeats here in the SAP Garden. They've been a formidable team to be beaten in this very building. First seasons for FC Bayern Munich in the SAP Garden as we see players coming on the floor. The all-around specialist, Rick Waller-Babb. Superb showing at Barcelona with 16 points. Carson Edwards playing best basketball of his career, currently number 3 scorer in the competition with over 19 points scored per game. Well, here Johannes Vossman, sharp shooting specialist at power forward. One of the youngsters, Ivan Kharchenkov. His father used to play for the Soviet national team. Team captain Vladimir Lucic, the longest tenured player on the roster. A player that started his professional career and his youth years with Partizan Belgrade. So a special game for Vladimir Lucic. Elias Harris coming on the heels of a career night in scoring. He had 17 points against Barcelona in a super important win on Tuesday. Željko Brankovic and Ivan Wolf, the last two players on the floor here for Gordy Herbert. Gordy Herbert spoke about the top 3 goals for the remaining 3 games in the season. Said his club needs to be proactive and aggressive. That's first. Number 2, stay connected defensively. He just speaks a lot about team defense, how the players know about each other. But let's look at the starting lineup for Partizan Belgrade. It's Karlik Jones, Vanja Marinkovic, Sterling Brown, Isaiah Mike, and Balša Koprivica, who's going to make a start at the center position. So the young Serbian center, the tallest man on the roster for Željko Obradovic, getting to start here tonight. On the other side for FC Bayern Munich, Nick Weiler-Babb, Carson Edwards, Vladimir Lucic, Johannes Vochtman, and Elias Harris. Those are the 5 men in gray-green for FC Bayern Munich. That holds the top 6 spot, but let's listen to Željko Obradovic. Željko Obradovic. Here are the referees, Miguel Angel Perez, Jordi Aliaga, and Guido Giovanetti, the 3 men with a whistle. They're going to be directing the traffic on the floor. Let's hope we have a great game here at the SAP Garden. Here are the leaders. The offensive rebounds, it's number 3 offensive rebounder, Tyreek Jones. It's going to go off the bench here today for Željko Obradovic and Partizan. On the other side is the leader in steals, Nick Weiler-Babb. Really a player that can put some serious clamps and defense on any opposing player on the perimeter. Nick Weiler-Babb, a holder of German passport and a member of the German national team. Of course, coached there by Gordy Herbert. So a good connection here between the coach, Gordy Herbert, and Nick Weiler-Babb. This is clearly not the first time that Gordy Herbert has been coaching Nick Weiler-Babb. Carson Edwards with his focus. Look at his face. He is the ultimate competitor. Top 5 scorer. Number 3 to be precise in the competition. He's been just shooting the ball unconscious. 19.7 points per game. He's number 4 in 3-pointers made with 2.6. Really aggressive, but having so much faith from his teammates to put up the ball. That's what matters with shooters. You need to have the confidence of the coach and the teammates. Belgrade that had backs against the wall as they try to preserve their postseason hopes alive. They are coming on the losing end. Another victory in the SAP Garden for Bayern Munich. And they are fine. They are guaranteed, actually, I should say, a top 10 finish and a postseason play with a victory. So congratulations to Bayern. They have just secured a postseason play and a top 10 finish with this victory. There, a disappointed Željko Obradovic, who knew well and tried to prepare his team best he could in a crucial game on the road in the 32nd round of the Turkish Airlines Euroleague regular season.